You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, what is going on? Welcome to another awesome episode of Vigilantes Radio. I am your host, dini-mussolini. There are over 28,000 of you guys right now in our chat room, on the phone lines, on the browser, Google Hangouts, Skype. All of the plugins that we use, you guys are filling them up, and I appreciate that greatly. We have a very special guest for this late evening's show, so you definitely want to stick around for that. Hold on to your hats, your beers, your teas, or whatever it is you're drinking, eggnog, maybe coffee or some drink to warm you up, because it is cold outside. Well, not here where I'm at. It's pretty warm here. But, you know, we've been having, like, bipolar weather, and I travel a lot, so I have to, like, wear a pair of shorts, a jacket, and keep a sweater and, you know, snow boots, all of that type of stuff in my car, because I never know what the weather's going to be like. And then where I'm from, it's, like, one day it could be cold, the next day hot, the next day raining, the next day tornadoes and hurricanes. Yeah, it's that crazy, but that is life. That is life. That is life. So, again, guys, welcome. Today is no ordinary day. It is filled with its own special possibilities. You can do things today that you may never again have the opportunity to do. To this special day, to this special moment, you bring your own special self. In all the world, there is not another you. Even if you have a twin, it's still not it's still not you. Today is your opportunity to make the most of life, to reach for the stars, to perform at your highest ability. Today will be meaningful and important as you make it. You have every reason and opportunity to make it great. The effort you put into being your best day today will continue to reward you long after the day has passed. Fulfill the possibility that is today. And even though the day is almost over, today is almost over. There's always tomorrow. And you can rewind this episode and play it from the start of your day, right? Greatly appreciate it. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello, and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or the book, or film, or even the business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create these marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. Big ups to my folks who are indigos, crystalline, or the starseeds, for my Vigilantes audience family, for my hooligans, and shout out to my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're in a struggle like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 5 solid years. I appreciate to all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, films, and research in every aspect. And we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award-winning artists, nominees, to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology revolutionaries, visual artists, from authors to professors, and vampires. Or people who think they're vampires. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out to book your interview or to appear on my other show called Skeptics. Email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com, and that's V as in Victor. We hope to get the stories behind these unique people and give them a chance to tell their truth to us and the universe. That is Vigilantes Radio sole purpose. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Share that number with your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, which is onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. So feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab them from either Spreaker.com/onlyonemediagroup, iTunes, Player.fm, YouTube, any app from the Google Play or iTunes Store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
Well, tonight's interview is the EleMental interview, and again, I'm your host, dini-mussolini. Sometimes we over here at Vigilantes Radio, we find ourselves wishing that we could show the audience the behind the scenes of every artist that we've ever talked to and show you their journey in this world that we call the music business. There are ups, there are definitely downs, but if you're an artist too, then you know that it never comes easy, and it's real work. The music part of it is just fun and easy. That's the simple part, you know. Just scrum a few screens, pound on a few keys, and belt out your best note ever, you know, in front of a mirror or in front of a crowd, whichever one works for you. But yeah, we just wish we could be like TMZ and just rush in with the cameras behind the scenes, like, hey, this is EleMental in his natural habitat. I was trying to think of like a witty scientific name, but I'm really not that smart. I'm not the brightest crayon in the coloring box sometimes, you know. I'm like a fourth grader, and not even the smart one, like the one that's in the back picking his nose, maybe thinking about comic books. That is me. So I couldn't think of a witty scientific name, so I'll just drop this whole bit that I was going to do and just get on with the show. I know I will get the hate emails. Why are you picking on fourth graders, you bully? Not even that serious. Jeez, America, have a sense of humor. But that is not the case for tonight. No, we're going to talk music, which is one of my favorite subjects. So let's go ahead and get started with that, right? All right, so EleMental, you're now live in the mix with all of us. EleMental.
Hello.
All right, there you go. Man, yeah, bear with me, man. With so many people on the call line, it's kind of hard to see who's who, but we got you. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I miss, and I just missed, but I got you now, so. What's up, dude?
Oh, not a whole lot. What's up?
Oh, man, a whole lot, but it's not about me, it's about you. First things first, man, how's the weather in New York?
It's New York. It's freezing up here about 9 months out of the year.
Yeah. I feel your pain, man. I feel for you, man. Have you been snowed in yet?
Not yet. Nothing too bad. Nothing bad as far as New York drivers go, anyways.
Right. Okay. Well, Well, check it out, man. I'm from the South, so when it snows or rains, like, everything shuts down. Like, there's no school, no banks, no grocery stores, and everybody just stays in. Then you have those few who dare to, jump on the highway, and they end up in the ditch. Sad. But that's my neck of the woods. But anyway, man, let's talk music, man. Bring us all up to date with what's going on with you.
Well, I mean, February 1st, this coming year, I got an album dropping. So that's a lot of time in the studio and stuff. That's the big focus right now, is obviously getting the studio time in. With a full-time job and a wife and kids, sometimes it's hard to get down there. So we have to dedicate a little bit extra time to studio time than I normally would have liked. But, gets it done. So we've been probably in the studio now for almost 5 months. So it's coming to an end, so that's pretty good, because then we'll be able to move on to local shows, get down into New York City, PA, that kind of stuff, and that'll all be good things and a nice, fun new chapter in the project.
Yeah, you get to do all the all the cool stuff, interviews, hugging necks, shaking hands, kissing babies, promoting the record, that type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so are you feeling the pressure? I mean, February is right around the corner.
I'm trying to focus on the now, because I don't want to get caught up in that stuff and start freaking out. So, and I don't want that to come through on the album either. But yeah, definitely feeling the pressure a little bit. Lining up shows and stuff. We do it all with just me and my small little team here. So, we got a lot of jobs for everybody, and we feel the pressure sometimes. And definitely now that the deadline's nearing, everything's got to be cranked up to 1,000. So, yeah, we're definitely feeling it.
How many more records do you have to go before the project is complete?
Honestly, for this album, we were trying to aim high and going for like 16 to 18 songs on it. And we got, now most of the songs are written. We just got to get the rest of them on the album itself and get all the data there. And so we're up to about 14 now. So we got a month or two, a little. I don't want to get into spending my Christmas time with my family recording, so there'll be a little bit of a break here, and then when we jump back in, it'll be about a month to get the last 4 songs to where we want them to be, and hopefully it all comes out right.
Okay. Get a little Utah joy in there. But man, an album that's like 16 to 18 songs? Yo, do they still do that? That's like a early millennium thing. I mean, are attention spans that long anymore? I mean, I enjoy I enjoy long records, by the way, but I just know how the internet world is shaped today with, fast click, short attention span, everybody has ADHD, that type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah. But, I mean, it's music. It flows from one track to the next, right?
Absolutely.
So what kind of stories are we getting on this new album?
Honestly, since it's the first official album under the EleMental project, it'll be basically people getting to know me for who I am. And also, I try to put a few things on there that I feel like could touch with everyday people. And, so people can really connect to it. It's not just like they're listening. Like, one of the reasons for the amount of songs on the album would be hopefully you can just kind of, put it in, turn it on, and then go about your daily life and just listen to it, whether you're in the car, to work, or, some people have longer commutes than others, or, you're just cleaning around the house, or you're just, I wouldn't suggest listening to it if you're in one particular mood, because every song is going to take you on like an emotional roller coaster. I got some songs I wrote when I was sad, happy, upset, some songs that I wrote, honestly, while I was a little intoxicated. There's some fun stuff on there, some very revealing stuff. And that was the whole point, was to get people to, be able to make a really hard judgment on who I am as a, musician and as an artist, and decide at that point whether you, want to keep tuning in or whether you want to just shut it off and throw it out the window.
Right. So you mentioned this is the first project under the EleMental banner.
Yes.
So what was before that?
Honestly, I initially started out, I haven't actually had to jump through too many hoops here, so to speak. Started out with an actual rock band, and that was, guitars, drums, keyboards, all that good stuff, and I did primary vocals for that. And we did that just because we had a bunch of friends, that were in the same social circle that just loved that type of music, so we took that off and gave that a shot. but it kind of got hard lining up everybody's schedules, and because music like that requires, a lot of free time, and when everybody has full-time jobs and someone works here and someone works there, lining up time to be able to actually do stuff was just an absolute pain. So ultimately, we kind of give that one a quit. That turned into more of like a garage jam band. We didn't really record anything, but we played, and it was fun. And then moving past that, we had the most recent thing that I did was Saints and Chains, and that was what we tried to blend as rock and rap together, because I've always had a peculiar interest in being able to, use a lot of lyrics, and sometimes songs and different genres don't really require a lot of things to be said. And I noticed that rap and hip hop let me say a lot of things, and let me say it in its most raw form without as many people getting upset about what I just said. But so we tried to blend rock and rap, and we did a couple shows around southern New York, a little northern PA, that kind of stuff, and it was a lot of fun. But because we were rock and rap, we didn't really know which one we would set better in, so we tried shows at both. And as much as it was fun, a lot of the rock shows we went and played at are hard rock fans, so for us they ended up empty rap fan shows, and it kind of just ended up us up there yelling our emotions out for the three people that were listening. And then we played some shows where people showed up and we all had a good time, and but ultimately even that became a little more aggressive than we wanted it to be. It kind of turned into we were playing more towards the heavier side of stuff and the aggressive side of things, and that we kind of decided wasn't really the message we wanted to put out to everybody, because that's, at the end of the day, that's not who any of us really were individually. So that was when I kind of just decided to go my own path, and I took the skills with the people that were with me in Saints and Chains, and we put them all to different uses. Like one of the vocalists that was in Saints and Chains with me is now my audio technician. And then we have another one of the guys that was actually my cousin. He is now basically the head of our street team and does a lot of like setting things up for me, and so I can just focus on the real thing, which would be like, writing and performing.
That's nice. So what were you guys like singing about? Burning cop cars or something of the sort?
Actually, no. It was we did have a song which will be the entire album, because we actually did have an album we put out, but we didn't, publicize it very much. We didn't really know all that much about promoting, so by the time EleMental came out, we retracted all that stuff back in. But shortly after the album release in February, we will be doing a kind of bonus track for those people listening in, and they will be able to hear every Saints and Chains song as it was before we... Yeah, and they were songs about... We did have a few songs about cops. Most Wanted was one of them. They were a lot of songs about kind of how we felt we were at our current life, kind of sticking it to the man and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So they're a little bit more aggressive, and it was an interesting time. So we moved out of that, but that will be available to be listened to as well.
Definitely. So now the thing that you do with yourself, EleMental, how do you create a balance between promoting like light and dark subjects, like finding a balance between kind of hearty messages versus some real eye-opening, vulnerable situations, and and still make something that's entertaining and fun to listen to?
Honestly, I go on kind of what I'm writing and what I'm feeling about it, I guess. I don't really write until I'm in the mood to put an emotion on the page. I'm not a person that I just kind of want to sit in the lab and write a bunch of stuff and be like, oh, I don't like that, move on to the next one. Oh, I don't like that, move on. I don't only sit down when I really feel like I need to say something, or, if I'm really going through an emotion, whether it be happiness, I'm upset about something, I'm depressed, that kind of stuff. And, I write them all when I'm in the mood, and if I can't finish the song while I'm in that mood, I just discard it, because I'm never going to feel that particular way ever again. At least I hope not, if it's something depressing or upset. So, I worry about that. So if I don't finish it then, I just don't finish it, and I try to move on to something else. So in the end, if it makes it through all the creative process, I guess, hoops it has to jump through for me personally, if it makes it to the end and it just so happens to be fun or upset or sad or happy, whatever it comes out as is just the message it was supposed to be, and that's just the way it came out as.
Definitely. So you are married, you have a family. I've been in your shoes before with the whole family thing. And, one of the things that always would worry me, and it mostly came from my wife, really, to be honest, but I believe in honesty through music, media, acting, everything that we do, books, and people know my struggle with my relationship with people and art, like to charge or not to charge. So, but my wife is like, if it doesn't make sense, don't do it. Or if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense, that type of thing. But, sometimes it's just hard to put a price tag on a friendship. I don't know if you've ever been in that shoe. Money can definitely dissolve relationships between friends, families, and pretends. But what's your opinion on the whole to charge or not to charge?
To charge or not to charge via, like, I guess an example, like charge a family member for like a CD, or because if honestly, if that's the case, we don't actually ever charge. Like, I don't charge for any of my music ever.
Well,
which is actually an interesting point.
let's say someone wanted a verse from you.
Oh, okay.
A stranger. Like, hey man,
gotcha.
I want to collab with you. What do you charge?
Gotcha. Actually, I wouldn't charge anything, because that's just another musician trying to, whether it doesn't really matter for me what their purpose is, whether they're trying to use, another artist as a way to get into the door. I mean, sometimes that's how you have to do it, and I've been there. Every musician that gets in that door is, goes through that, where they're trying to get noticed, trying to get heard. So, as long as you're, I guess, applicable to my style of music, I would be fine. And I mean, as long as I have the free time and you have the free time, we can do it together. Sometimes, like I said, applicable to my music. If like a country star, kind of came in and was like, hey, I got a lot to say, it's like, okay, but our styles might not blend all that great. So, it'd be a sit down talk to make sure, we were on the same page with everything, and that we could actually work together, and that, because like I said, my earlier message is I'm trying to promote stuff that's, not so angry and aggressive anymore. So if I get a guy on there that's just kind of like, going crazy, and it's like, all right, we're writing about two different things. Maybe that's not going to work so well. Or, maybe one of us can blend or, cooperate a little. Maybe you can, kind of bring it down to my level, or, even in some circumstances, I can bring it up to that level. It's just, it's going to be weird for both of us. But yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't charge for anything like a collab or anything, working with another artist. That'd actually be, just as much of an honor for me as it, I would hope it would be for them.
Definitely. Okay. Well, since you're too nice of a guy, I'm going to have to up the ante here. All right, let's say you don't have a full-time job and music was your job. Now, let's try this again.
Now that would be interesting, because at that point it would be, it would be your living. But at the same point, I would hope that other person would understand that, and, would be like, okay, well, I want to work with you, which I would hope would correlate to I want to support what you're doing. And say I charged, I don't know, let's just say something for like $50. And I would hope that $50 worth of supporting me, would mean enough to you that $50 wouldn't mean that much to, that person. Like, they wouldn't be so, I guess, finicky to be like, oh, well, you're trying to make a life of this. I feel like I would try to do the same thing if someone came at me and it was their only way of making money. Like, a lot of the artists that produce beats and stuff for me, they do it solely for their own, their own lifestyle. They don't really, I know one guy that actually doesn't have a day job. That's all he does. So when he asks for the $35, $75 asking price, as much as I'm like, oh, that's $75. I'm like, well, that's the only way you're keeping the lights on. So if $75 out of my pockets keeps food on your kid's table, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I would hope people would feel the same way to me.
Right. So how about a friend hits you up and say, can I have a verse? Or a family member, can I have a verse?
Now, a friend or a family member, I'd probably do for free, actually, or at least discounted.
But music is your livelihood.
Yeah. But so aren't friends and family.
Yeah, what if you have 50 friends?
Hmm?
That's 50 free verses.
Yeah, and I guess it would depend on...
Your wife is kicking you at that point.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and I guess, honestly, that would be hypothetical because I'd have to have 50 friends that all wanted 50 verses. And, I mean, I got 50 friends now, and only 2 of them really want anything to do with my music. So if both of those came at me and were like, hey, can I jump in or can I get a verse? I'd be like, yeah. But if every single one of them turned around, I'd be like, all right, guys, now we got to start putting a cap on this because I'm not going to have electricity and heat, and that needs to mean something to you as your friend going cold.
Right on.
So I would hope it would go both ways, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, man, you're a nice, noble guy. I commend you for that. The music industry haven't made you cold yet, so yeah, you're still good. You're still good. All right, man. Since Kanye West has been in the news more than once recently, he's a self-proclaimed genius, right? I mean, I do admire some of his work, but do you have that one song in your catalog where you're like, man, I'm a freaking genius? People just don't know the freaking awesomeness that is floating around in my head and is in this song that I just put out. Do you have that song yet?
Honestly, I 2 of my favorite songs, I guess, would be Forever We and You Were Wrong. They'll be on the album. Now, one of them is a song that I have to commend myself. I took exactly how I felt and put it right into the words I meant to say. It's a song about actually my wife and my feelings on her and a little bit about the struggle we've gone through. And I just took almost exactly how I felt and put it right on the words. And I was like, oh man, that's a good job on you. That was a good one. Yeah. And it sat well with everybody too. So I was like, well, you managed to do it in a catchy way too. So everybody likes it. And I actually have had people, message me or come up to me and be like, hey, I've listened to that and I cried. Or, that's the song I listened to and I'm trying to, remember why or how I feel about somebody and stuff. And I'm like, oh, wow, so I did that one really well, I will say that. And I have the other song, You Were Wrong, which is actually a song about drug addiction, but it's interesting because I tried to write it from the point of view of somebody that was personally going through that, like somebody that was they themselves addicted to something. Now, it was interesting because I never actually was addicted to anything. Not heavily anyways. I mean, unless you consider, a little drink here. But anyways,
I'm not
nothing
a narc,
heavy.
Man. You could talk to me. I'm not the police.
But I've never actually been addicted to anything. But I really, really felt like that song or writing a song like that, because my ultimate goal was to touch people's lives and stuff, and that was a big thing, at least in my area, that people are going through. So I definitely wanted something about that, and so I took that frame of mind from their point of view. And the way I did it was, I went on forums and stuff and tried to read a bunch of people's personal experiences, Wow. Listen to some people that were close to me that had actually like close experiences of themselves. Like there's been a lot of people in this area that have died of cocaine and stuff and heroin overdoses. And so I didn't know any of them personally. Some of my friends have known them personally. So I got, what they thought about it, how they knew that person. And then I used all that to try to write as if I was addicted to the drugs, singing out to somebody. And that actually came out way better than I ever expected it to. A lot of people were really touched by that. My wife cried. A bunch of people cried when they heard it. So now to make people cry wasn't my goal, but to touch someone so much to where their emotions just kind of came out freely, that was my goal. And I think I nailed them. So both of those, I guess I couldn't really choose either one, but both of those, I look back and I'm like, well, good job. You earned that one.
Yeah, you start hitting up rappers. Man, you need me to ghostwrite for you? I'm in the mood. But that's cool, man. You did research. Wow. It's like real, man. I like that.
I didn't know much about it, so I really wanted to learn what it would be like, and not from what like news stations tell me about their families. Like I wanted to hear it about from people that are actually doing stuff.
Yeah, that's a cool thing to do though, man, because you never know. A movie or a TV show may call upon you. And you already have
that'd be awesome.
Experience to do your research, so you can pen a well-written record that resonates with a lot of people, man. Like, that's just awesome, dude. But what's the hardest subject you ever had to write or sing about?
No, that's a hard one. That would definitely be Disbelief. That's the one that's out there right now. It's everybody's favorite. It was about being cheated on. I've been through a lot of relationships, and some of them have ended, some of them haven't. But they been cheated on. That was definitely the hardest one to write about because it was so very personal, and it touched on something that was obviously quite painful for me. And I actually, when you listen to the song, during the recording process, I actually upset myself by singing through it, and you can hear that, which a lot of people close to me really liked, that they, in quote, sounded like I was crying through some of it. And it's not that I was crying, it's had something in my eye, but there was, I could feel it while I was singing it because I felt it when I was living it. And, that ties back into the whole thing. If I can write it while I'm feeling it, then that's when I'm going to write it. And so it brought back a lot of, painful memories that I didn't really want to have to sing about. But a good thing about my creative process is once I get it down on paper, that's kind of like my escape. Once it's down on paper and I write it and I record it, it's almost like it's not on my mind or not at the forefront of my mind anymore. So to relive that experience, I can go back and listen to that song, but now it's not something that I almost feel like I'm suffering through.
Yeah.
So that was definitely the hardest one to write about.
Yeah. I can definitely relate, man. And hey, man, if you want to get emotional, man, we can dim the lights and speak in softer tones if you want to get off ultra light.
Light some candles.
Yeah, light some candles, man. But no, yeah, man, those the records that come from pain just sometimes make the best music ever. Like I said, man, I can definitely relate to your record, Disbelief. I have like 50 tracks, man, about heartbrokenness and being broken versus, love tracks. Like, hey, can you write a love song? I'm like, what is that? Show
me where to find it and I'll write about it.
Yeah, I can write about the pain. But no, man, it's the best music in my opinion. And it's like, yo, who wants to hurt me next so I can write another great record? But yeah, man, sometimes you got to sing through it, man. And I can't wait to play the record for you guys, all you listeners out there, so you can hear this record as well. It's called Disbelief, and we will get to it in just a second here. So hold on to your beers. If you're out, grab another. I'll wait. All right, you should have it next to you. So, all right. So, all right, when you were in the studio for 5 months and it's still ongoing. By the way, what is the name of the album? I never asked you that.
The Other Me is the name of the album. Yep.
Ooh. So if this is the other me, who is the other you?
That was the question I was hoping to raise. Now it's basically who the Ethan, the me, the elemental you talk to on the day-to-day is it's kind of meant to project that there's way more to that person than would ever meet the eye. And I kind of hope what people would grab from that is that there's way more to anyone, than what meets the eye initially. And, hopefully everybody will be able to almost, connect to it in a way. And because you're about to learn a whole lot of things about me that are weird.
So your
and it's all in the music.
Your real name is Ethan.
Ethan, yes.
Hi, Ethan. I'm Dini. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
All right. So, like I said, man, I'm not that smart, so bear with me. I noticed the spelling of your name, like the capital M in mental. Is that saying something? Do you live in your head space a lot?
Yeah, it actually is. For those who have actually caught it, that M being capitalized means a lot because it does separate it back into EleMental instead of just read as one word. It actually was meant to be. I like, per my religion, I play off a lot on like the elements and stuff, and so the elements mean a lot to me. And I've had in-depth conversations with people that also believe the same stuff, and we all agree that the mind is also in its own way, shape, or form an element. And I wanted to kind of portray that in my music. So a lot of it is thoughtful and heartfelt and that kind of stuff, and I wanted that to come through, not only in the meaning, in the brand, but in the music. And it also kind of means that, you know, from every now and then, I just lose my mind on that mic and I spit some fire, so.
Nice.
But, yeah, there was a meaning behind that, and yeah, I'm actually glad that you caught that and brought that up.
Yeah. I mean, some days I have, like, smart moments, and then it goes away. I'm back to being a dumb
It goes away.
yeah, it just goes away. Like, oh man, my smarts, they're gone. But no. So did any songs not make the album during these 5 months?
Pretty much the some of this recording actually was the tail end of the Saints and Chains stuff. So we kind of just dropped one, started the other.
Okay.
Most of those, obviously, there was, I believe, anywhere between 14 to 18 that actually made that album that, like I said, I'll be bringing back. But as far as the songs being recorded that didn't make the cut, back to my creative process, like I said, if I can't write that song in that moment, I'm not one of those rappers that claims they have 1,500 songs on back order that just, you know, we just didn't put them out in this album. Once it doesn't make the cut for me in that moment, in that feeling, I just crumple it up and I throw it away. So what you're actually hearing is things that made it, not only through that process, but through the process of my team and myself listening to it, enjoying it, and then we like to throw little celebrations to listen to it even more. And if by the end of all that point we still like it, then we're like, okay, that actually, you know, is making us all feel something. Maybe it'll help somebody else. Let's put it out there.
Right on. All right, guys, after the music break, we'll be back to put EleMental in our traditional hot seat, to hear him provide us with some vocals. Maybe he can sing, maybe he does poetry, spoken word, freestyle raps, jokes, stories, or live instruments. You never know what these creative minds and vessels will produce in the spotlight. So when we come back, we'll find out if he has what it takes to be put on the spot, a test of his true artistry. But for right now, we have EleMental with his song Disbelief. Here we go. We'll be right back.
I'm tired of being cheated on. They don't thinking they can leave me on. Cut me so deep they don't bleed me out. Is it to me or did they even know what team they on? I did right by them, they always did me wrong. Only wanna hear my voice when the beat is on, but when the heat is on, it's like the gleam is done. They're a new motherfucker on the scene, they gone, so fuck them. Fuck me, I guess. They can play on my emotions like a game of chess. If it's a game of pain or rain, I'm the best. I'm a saint to claim that I'm not a mess. Now I know why everyone around me is always so afraid of love. It's like a chain that bound me, and it never helped me rise above. I am fucked up in the heart, I am fucked up in the head, I am broken in the soul. These leeches feed off my distress.
You don't believe in nothing. I'm sorry, boy, you don't. You say the love is the worst thing. You never be in love. You don't believe in nothing. I'm sorry, boy, you don't. You say the love is the worst thing. You never be in love.
Worth it, no, but it's worth it to know that if I'm worthless, still it's worth something to know that in the end I got the last laugh. People like a pack rat, take all the stuff I'm bringing, wear like a backpack. I never take you back, hashtag fuck you, hashtag fuck that, I don't give a fuck. You never wanted my attention, it wasn't enough. You took advantage of my apprehension of your love. I made a mistake or two in my aim to stake a better claim of you, but the pain I knew stops when the day breaks through. It's a shame that it keeps me chained to you. I fucking hate myself for the moment spent pursuing magic. You cast a spell on me to attack my heart that's truly tragic.
You don't believe in nothing. I'm sorry, boy, you don't. You say the love is the worst thing. You never be in love. You don't believe in nothing. I'm sorry, boy, you don't. You say the love is the worst thing. You never be in love.
And in the end my heart turned stone cold. I became nothing more than blood and bone. I blame you for the changes I went through. I'll never give you credit for the man I turned into. Don't underestimate that it was evolution of the music that I make. Help me achieve a resolution from the hurt and the abuse of the words that you used while you were busy building your illusion. I'm sorry for every time I got petty. Excuse me for everything thinking I was ready. I had a thought that we were gonna be together. I never thought that you would be a storm I had to weather. Always wanted a ring on you, didn't know I stepped into the ring with you. The truth is, my face did part, and the time over here was broken hearted.
You don't believe in nothing. I'm sorry, but you don't. You say that love is the worst thing. You never be in love. You don't believe in nothing. I'm sorry, but you don't. You say that love is the worst thing. You never be in love.
All right, and we are back. That was EleMental with his song Disbelief. All right, guys, shoot me your emails and let me know what you think about the track. For me personally, I love it. I love the delivery, the structure, the beat. Oh man, he took it there, right? Oh boy, yeah, he took it there. He almost made me start feeling some stuff again. Oh, it's aggressive. Let me calm down. Put my smarts back in my head. All right, so yeah, man, that was a cool track. I love it. Yeah, man, you could hear it all, right? So yeah, hit me up. Let me know what you think about the record. So the only things you can truly own are those you're able to give. The things that you are not able to give will only imprison you. You truly know something only when you are able to teach it. You only know love when you can give it. You only know happiness when you bring it to others. You can only know abundance when you provide value to the lives of others. That's not to say that we must give away all that we have. No, don't do like MC Hammer, but rather that it is the ability and willingness to give which makes it ours in the first place. Can you imagine anything more miserable than having everything in the world and no one to share it with? Ooh, yeah. Think about it. Whatever you're holding back and hiding from the world, your skills, your thoughts, your passion, your knowledge, and if you have knowledge to spare, Dini-Mussolini needs some. Yeah. Your enthusiasm, your courage, if it's holding you back, don't hide it from the world. Don't hide your skills. I know right now there's some of you on the line right now who have a hard drive full of dope music that you just think is not good enough. Don't be so hard of a judge on yourself. You gotta share it. This little light of mine, remember that song? Why would you hide a light in your pocket? Then you can't see and others around you can't see it. Don't hide your talents. Exploit it. Let it work for you. And I know it's sometimes situations don't make, diving headfirst into your dreams and goals as easy as I make it sound. No, it's definitely not easy. It's hard work. It's dedication. But just think about it. We dedicate so many hours to stuff that really don't benefit us. If you think about it, what if you use that energy towards your goals and your dreams to something that does matter? The riches you have may be material, intellectual, or spiritual. They are worthless unless you use it. Take that from me, Dini-Mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond. But for right now, let's bring back the man of the moment, EleMental. You're back live with us and in our hot seat. So what are you going to perform for us today?
Well, I mean, the hot seat kind of caught me by surprise. So I'm gonna take off a few of them off the list. I'm not gonna freestyle, because here's the thing. A lot of freestyle is predetermined, made up in the head, little thoughts you have throughout the day. So I don't really like the form of me just kind of putting together some things I've already thought about for the last week. But so I'm gonna share a little Christmas joke story with you guys, and then actually through the break, just to make it a little more entertaining, I wrote up a little poem to go along behind it. So kind of shows you my creative potential on the fly, I guess. So
okay.
Yeah. All right. So for the Christmas story, not too long ago, I wake up in the middle of the night. So I went downstairs, and it was about 4 a.m., and I get downstairs, and there's some coffee on the pot, and I grab the coffee and I make myself a cup. Now, we have a Christmas tree that's in our dining room, and it's the only light on in the house. So when I come downstairs, I make myself a pot or a cup of coffee, and I go over and I stand near the Christmas lights, and I kind of start getting lost in my own head. It's 4 o'clock, I'm tired, and I could just be sleepwalking at this point, I'm not really sure, but get lost in my thoughts, and I'm staring at the Christmas tree lights, and I hear a little floorboard creak behind me. And now our house is, that probably shouldn't be creaking. So anyways, I turn around and I look, and it's my almost 4-year-old daughter, Tana, standing there rubbing her eyes. And she tells me, she goes, "You're not Santa Claus." I said, "Well, she's right. I'm not Santa Claus." But I just so happened tonight to be wearing a red long sleeve that I have, red sweatpants. This wasn't for any particular reason. It just so happened to be the outfit I was wearing. And I had on my black slippers because, I like to be comfortable at 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm drinking my coffee. So she's staring at me. She says, "You're not Santa Claus." And I don't want to crush her Christmas spirit believing in Santa, because that's not very nice. So the quickest I can think is I kneel down and try to act like I'm doing something with some of the gifts that are already up underneath the tree. And because, we like to plan ahead and get gifts under there early because it, creates anticipation for the kids. So I get down there and I'm starting to shuffle through some of the Christmas presents, and I can look off to, where she's standing. She started getting some worry in her eyes. And closest thing to me is a wrap of Christmas paper, like a roll of Christmas paper. So the funniest thing I could think of, and to also kind of give her a reason why Daddy was standing there in the first place, was I got down on one knee and I grabbed the Christmas paper and I looked her dead in the eyes and I said, "Well, it's me, Daddy. It's Daddy. I'm the rapper." And so, because I rap, and as much as she's only almost 4, she kind of saw the humor in that, because she's there sometimes when I'm walking through the kitchen, just trying to practice my craft and stuff. So a little smile goes up on her face, and it's kind of funny. And she gets these looks on her face, because when they're young, you can actually see it's almost like you can see every emotion they're going through by the look on their face, like every thought that's going through their head. And I actually, in the little brief break that I had for the music, I thought I would write a poem on what I thought was going through her head at the time, and what I would say in response to what I think is going through her head. So as the poem of what I thought she was thinking, it starts out, "I thought it would be him, but it's Daddy, my dad, the rapper. I guess that makes sense, since Santa Claus should be fatter. Maybe all the hard work was making Santa skinny, but how did he get in here if we don't have a chimney? The door has a deadbolt and the windows are all locked, so what did he slip through without getting blocked?" And in the fashion of being the rapper, and people who are fans of rap music, I think will find this kind of entertaining. I thought that I would answer as both a rapper and kind of as a father to, explain how Santa can get through places without using chimneys. So what I would have replied to her had she said this to me was, "Well, he uses the rapper's magic, dear, to bring purses Uzi Vert would wear, and he'd bring brushes, baby dolls, and mirrors, and disappear like 6ix9ine's career." And yeah, I figured that would be an acceptable response for people who like rap. So that's my creative process for you in a nutshell.
Definitely. You don't think 6ix9ine is going to beat this whole case thing?
Yeah, I hope the best for him. That was clearly just for humor purposes. But yeah, hopefully he works that all out and he comes back out strong and we hear better stuff, and more stuff. And hopefully he comes out without all that drama, and so we can just get back to listening to his music and moving forth and, doing what music should be doing and connecting everybody, not isolating and alienating anybody because, they're not associated with this or that, or, back to what music should be, and free and shared by everybody. So.
Have you listened to a 6ix9ine record?
Yeah, and that's why I'm hoping maybe this will be a little bit of life for him. Maybe next time he won't be so stupid. I don't know. So hopefully.
Maybe he needs EleMental to pin some of those genius rhymes for him, you know?
Yeah, maybe he needs me on a track to help lighten things up a bit. You never know. You never know what the future holds, so.
Never know. All right, man. Is there anything that I didn't bring up that you want to mention?
Honestly, just the biggest thing, I guess, would be for if you do take the time to check out the album, I'll tell you two things about it. One, it is free. It's free digital download. The commercial rights are there, but you can take any song that you find on there online for free, and you can remix it, do whatever you want to it. I don't care, as long as you credit back to me so I can actually see what you're doing, and, you know, you don't steal all my creative process. But, yeah, you can do what you want with it, blare it at your house, you can download it, take it to your friends. I don't care. It's all free. And biggest thing, though, if you would do for me is the artists that produced the beats and stuff for all my songs will be listed in the album on the tracks. So if you could actually take time to go in and see what those guys have to offer too, and help promote them, it'd be good too, because they are actually making a living out of this. So some of those beats I spend $100+ on, I'd like them to, you know, if you're a rapper and you're trying to get, you know, some good stuff, they have all of it, and it's amazing, and just, you know, support them as well. So yeah,
sounds nice. What about connecting online?
Connecting online, you can get me at Facebook, EleMental MC. You can get me on SoundCloud, /EleMental607. That's just the area code I live in. So yeah, I mean, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. Haven't started an Instagram yet because I'm not super fond of just taking pictures of myself for people to see. You know, hit me up on Facebook so that we can actually have a conversation and you're not just staring at me. You know, and that kind of stuff. Yeah, hit me up on the social media sites where you can actually talk to me and not just, you know, hit the like button or something. That's the way I prefer it. So.
All right, there you have it, folks, and we have those links in the show notes and in the description of this episode. So all you fine folks have to do is click the link. So I typed it all nice and pretty and neat for you. So all you gotta do is click the link. Hey, man, I thank you, EleMental, for being our guest tonight and sharing your music. Definitely appreciate it, man, and appreciate your insight.
Yeah, man, thank you so much for having me. It's actually nice to, you know, be able to talk about some stuff in its purest form too, and get some thoughts out there for other people and bring other people to the music too, because I wanted to connect with everybody, and that's a good thing.
Oh yeah. All right, man, you have a good one, bro.
Alrighty, thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website, and that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to theradio@only1mediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay, but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini-Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the #1 rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable, because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace, and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.